Guys, WHIS will help Goten to reach the level of a god. Will Goku's son make it? You will see everything here, but before we start, grab your popcorn and leave your like, and we will reach the goal of 1,000 likes. As soon as this goal is reached, I will bring the next episode in the sequence, and also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. And now let's begin. In the 7th universe. Currently in the 7th universe, more precisely on a remote island on planet Earth, it was possible to see WHIS sitting on a fallen tree trunk watching Goten, who was doing some push-ups with a large black rock on his back. The young Saiyan was in his form base while doing your push-ups. Goten said 996, 997, 998, 999, 1000. Goten shouted, slightly panting, and then he transformed into a Super Saiyan and stood up, throwing that black rock into the corner, and then looked at WHIS. WHIS said, I hope you didn't get too tired, because this little set of push-ups was just a warm-up. WHIS said while looking at Goten, who returned to his base form. Goten said, I admit that I was surprised when you placed that rock on my back. It seemed to be much lighter than the rocks I used to train, but it is much heavier, even though it is not that big. Goten commented before looking back to see the black rock that was on his back seconds ago. WHIS said, that rock over there is from another planet where the gravity is about 100 times greater than that of planet Earth, and even though it doesn't look like it, that rock over there is about half a ton. I was actually surprised that you were able to perform 1,000 push-ups without needing to transform into a Super Saiyan, so congratulations. WHIS said while looking at Goten, who was surprised to hear the weight of the rock that was on his back. Goten said, wow, I thought she was heavy, but not that much. Well, now what will my next training be? Goten asked WHIS, who hit his staff on the ground, and in front of Goten appeared a pair of new clothes, similar to his father's clothes. WHIS said, your next training session will be heavier, and as such it would be better to wear these clothes, because the clothes you are wearing will not help you. WHIS said while looking at Goten, who was wearing his casual clothes until that moment. Goten was surprised by the training clothes that were similar to his father's, but as WHIS had already trained his father, it wasn't that surprising that WHIS gave those clothes to Goten to wear during his training. When Goten picked up his new clothes, he ended up being surprised to feel the weight of them, which by the way were very heavy. Even the cloth that was used as a belt for those clothes was heavy. Goten said, these clothes are very heavy. My father once said that he had worn heavy clothes to train with you in the past, but I wasn't expecting to receive the same training that my father received. Goten commented as he lifted all the pieces of clothing and held on so as not to let the clothes fall to the floor or knock him to the ground. WHIS said, you're right, but at the same time, you're wrong. Your father has had to face many battles and has had many combat experiences as well as many masters over time, unlike you, who must not have even half of what your father and your brother had. Therefore, your training will be similar in some aspects, but in others, it will be different. WHIS said while looking at Goten, who was listening to the angel. Goten said, I understand, but what exactly are these weighted clothes for? So I can increase my physical attributes? Goten asked, curious about why he would have to wear those heavy clothes to train. WHIS said, the reason is very simple. In reality, you have a very large potential for evolution within you, a potential much greater than your father, and possibly even greater than your older brother's potential. But unlike those two, your body is not yet strong enough to achieve great power, and if you try, this is the result. WHIS said before raising one of his fingers and gathering a small sphere of ki that the angel threw towards Goten. Goten was surprised by the sphere of ki that gradually approached him, and suddenly the small sphere of ki entered Goten's chest, which was strange. But suddenly Goten felt a great pain hit his body, which made him let go of the clothes in his hand and fall to the ground, feeling a lot of pain. Several nerves in Goten's body were expanding, and some of them even exploding, making Goten spits out a lot of blood. WHIS, seeing that, decided that it was good and hit the tip of his staff on Goten's head, causing the Saiyan to be completely healed and the pain that was on his body disappeared. Goten said, what was that? Goten asked breathlessly, still feeling pain in his body. WHIS said, nothing much. I just transferred a small amount of divine ki to your body, Goten, but as he is not well trained, he couldn't handle that energy and started to self-destruct. Now you know why you will train your body until it is able to handle that sphere of pure divine energy. When you do, you will be able to transform into a Super Saiyan God without having to go through that ritual that your father had to go through. By the way, I don't know if you know, but both Goku and Vegeta were unable to enter the Super Saiyan God form without the ritual. They only managed to do so after I transferred some divine energy to them. Only then did Goku and Vegeta manage to transform. In Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue emerged when they managed to evolve that divine energy that was inside them. So if you can do these two things, you can also have the ability to transform into a Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue. Whis said with a smile on his face as he looked at Goten, who was still panting and there were some streams of blood running down his mouth. Goten said, "Now I understand why my father and Mr. Vegeta achieved the ability to transform into Super Saiyan God without the need to use the ritual to transform. I was originally imagining that you would only train me to reach a level of power great enough to protect my family and those around me. I wasn't imagining that you would train me to reach the level of a deity," Goten said, surprised by the fact that Whis wanted to train him to reach such a high level. Whis said, "You are wrong about the level of power you will be after we finish your training, Goten." Whis said as he stood up and took a few steps. The young Saiyan was confused after hearing the angel. Goten said, "What do you mean? You yourself just said that I need to train my body to be able to withstand divine power and transform into a Super Saiyan God, so my power level when this training is over will be at least divine level, right?" Goten asked as he stood up and wiped the blood from his mouth, and Whis heard Goten's words. The angel gave a small laugh. Whis said, "There are few beings that I have trained, and all those that I have trained, I have not trained to reach a certain level. I have trained them to reach their full potential, and your Goten is far above a deity," spoke Whis before several holograms emerged from his staff showing Beerus, Goku, Vegeta, Broly, and some other warriors from the past, and all of them were in their most powerful forms. Goten said, "So does this mean that my potential is above Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue, and you want to train me to be able to reach that potential?" Goten asked, curious and a little surprised by Whis' words. Whis said, "Goten, you don't even know the great potential you have within yourself. There are mortals who have great potential and are called prodigies, but you can be considered a prodigy among prodigies, something very rare to see even for me, who has lived thousands of years," Whis said, looking at Goten, who still didn't understand. Goten said, "And what exactly does that mean?" Goten asked, still not understanding Whis' words. Whis said, "It means that I will train you, not to reach the level of a god, but to reach the level of an angel, and to reach that level, I will make you reach the level of your father, and just like him, you will also awaken Ultra Instinct and control it completely," Whis said before raising one of his hands, causing the aura of Ultra Instinct to surround his hand, and all those words ended up making Goten very surprised. After all, he wanted to become strong, but he wasn't expecting to be trained to reach that level of power. Guys, with this, we will end today's video. If you want to see the continuation of this incredible story, leave a lot of likes on the video and comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So see you another day, guys.